Am I the Asshole for implying my friends are being cheap over my wedding. Throwaway because I know my friends use Reddit. I, 38 female, am marrying my fiance, 38 male, next year. I'm the last of my friends to get married, and honestly, I've made my peace with being single and getting a dog before I met my fiance. I am part of a friend group of 6 girlfriends who have all known each other since college. We've been through everything together: breakups, holidays, weddings, babies, promotions. When I told them I got engaged, they seemed happy and sent me congratulations messages. But when everyone else got engaged, they threw them parties or went out to dinner to celebrate. They didn't, in my case. I gave them nearly a year's notice on my bachelorette party, which I'm keeping low-key as I don't want a big thing. We're going for dinner and drinks at one of my favorite restaurants in our city. However, slowly, all of my friends have been dropping out, saying they can't get a babysitter, or they have to work late, or they're on a work trip. I've obviously invited them all to the wedding as well, which again is a small affair, and one has already messaged the group chat saying she's not sure she can get a babysitter for that day. My wedding is months away, and I'm finding it really hard to believe that she knows that far in advance she can't come. 2 others have also said they're not going to stay for the reception as they will, quote, be tired by then.
Oh, girl, they are not your friends.
Here's where I may be the asshole. The straw that broke the camel's back was when I sent the link to the registry. My fiance and I already have a house together, so we're asking for mostly small things. Nothing goes beyond $50, and we're delighted with anything that anyone chooses to buy us. They sent a message into the group chat saying that they were going to band together to get me an air fryer as a group gift. It costs $40. So I was a bit surprised. They seemed they were going to chip in about $8 each. Over the years, I must have spent thousands of dollars on their weddings, 2 of which were overseas. I've attended dinners and brunches to celebrate their job promotions and bought gifts for their babies, all while feeling terrible about myself, watching friends celebrate the happiness I never thought I would even get. I sent a message just asking for clarification, if it was all of them buying it together, and one replied asking if I was calling them cheap. And then there has been dead silence since. That really wasn't my intention, but it really feels like because I'm last, they're just over having to do these events, and it's really feeding into my insecurity at getting married so late. But they do have legitimate reasons for these things. They all have lives and kids, and maybe not as much money as when we were a bit younger, and maybe I'm just letting my insecurities get in the way. So Reddit, am I the asshole? We have an update.
Let's go.
Update. Hi, everyone. I didn't think I would have an update to give, but I wanted to repay everyone's kindness. Some people had said some really lovely and helpful things. First off, I wanted to clarify a few questions that were asked. I didn't really care at all what they bought as a gift. I didn't care if they got us a gift at all. It was never about the air fryer. I really wasn't calling them cheap. I was just clarifying if it was coming from all of them. I also didn't ask if they were getting us a gift. They brought this up themselves. I couldn't put my finger on why it made me feel a bit awkward, though. I think the word I was searching for was disrespect. Someone said an $8 gift is worse than no gift, and I think that's at the heart of it. The money issue came up as well. As far as I know, all of my friends are fairly solvent. They all work in the finance field, mostly as accountants. 3 are very senior in their firm, and all of their husbands have good jobs too. But we never discuss money, and I know kids and the cost of living is high at the moment, so I'd never want to assume anyone's financial status, but everyone does seem okay. The other issue was a lot of people asked how often we see each other, and the answer is quite regularly. We made a pact years ago to meet up at least once a month, no matter how crazy life gets, and we've mostly been able to stick to that. That's really weird.
Yeah. I mean, like, I don't even see people that I consider good friends once a month.
No. The 6 of us usually meet for Sunday brunch. Apart from that, I live in the same neighborhood as 2 of them, so we do dinner occasionally and parties for their kids, etc. are a must. The last question was, is my wedding child-free? And is it in our city? I love kids, and my friends' kids are surrogate nieces and nephews. They are all invited.
Oh.
The friend who said she couldn't find childcare said that she didn't want to bring her kid because she said weddings are easier without them. But she could bring her kid.
Sure.
So she's got no excuse for missing anything. What? They genuinely hate you.
They don't. Yeah.
They don't like you.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's crazy. I was like, oh, here we go. It's a child-free wedding. I guess I could sort of kind of understand. And then no.
No.
Okay.
Lastly, some suggested they don't like my fiance. They've never given me that impression. Everyone seems to get on well enough.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
They've known him for 2 years, and he occasionally goes golfing with some of their husbands.
Maybe they hate his guts.
Honestly, yeah, likely.
I didn't think about that.
Because you're doing brunch, you're doing all these dinners, you're doing all these activities with them.
Yeah.
But this is a wedding for both of you. So maybe they genuinely don't like him. Now on to the actual update.
Okay.
Reading the comments was like having a cold water thrown on me. I've never considered myself the outsider friend, but a lot of people suggested that I was, and it really threw me, and I got really overwhelmed. I didn't send any messages to the group chat, even though lots of commenters gave me really good suggestions about what to write, and I withdrew into myself until my fiance prized it out of me what was wrong. I showed him this post, and he got super quiet and really, really angry. I've never seen him this angry over anything ever. He asked if I had spoken to them about this, and I said no. Oh God. He started to call them individually and read them the riot act. He called them $8 assholes and said he would be sending them an itemized list of the thousands of dollars I'd spent on them over the years.
Stop.
Oh my God. This man went nuclear.
Whoa. I mean, like, calling them $8 assholes is petty, but wow. Okay. I like the cut of this man's jib.
Wow. Itemized list.
That's also ridiculous.
But
to confront them is wild. Okay. All right. Sorry. Keep going.
He called bullshit on the one who said she couldn't find a babysitter, and she indeed said she was, quote, sick of having to go to the same boring wedding over and over, and yours won't be any different. Woo-hoo! They're fighting. He lost it at her. I hate the idea of him fighting any battles for me, so I asked him to stop after the 3rd person he called.
Dude.
Let him go. There's only 3 left. Let him eat.
Wow.
Let him cook. Let him cook.
I feel like this bodes well for their marriage. He is a fucking ride or die.
Yeah, he's got her back.
He's fighting for her. I love that.
I sent a message into the group chat asking if we could all speak as a group, and the 3 he called sent voice messages saying that my fiance was a psycho and that they wouldn't speak to me anymore. Well, fair. I just felt really tired and defeated, so I sent a message saying that if they didn't want to be friends anymore, that was fine, and to consider their invitations withdrawn to the bachelorette and wedding. No one else has replied, so I guess we're done. I suppose I'm better off, but I don't really feel that way. I just feel numb and sad. They've been such a big part of my life for so long, and I feel really at a loss, and I'm so sad that I won't see their kids anymore. Some of them refer to me as auntie, and it's making me cry that I won't get to see them grow up. My fiance has apologized for rushing in and for not asking me how I wanted to handle it, and I've accepted. We're good, and I'm looking forward to our life together. I mostly wanted to say thank you to the kind Redditors that showed me the light about this and offered congratulations on our wedding, and even offered to buy us a gift. I've never watched Sex and the City, but I'll watch the episode some people mentioned. It seems like I'll relate. I'll delete this post soon. I just want to put this behind me now.
Am I the asshole for being disgusted and just saying, okay, when my fiance broke up with me?
No, that's the number one thing. That's the best thing to do when you're broken up with. You're
no
like,
emotion.
Okay. Yeah, I'm like,
dope.
You think I care?
What am I supposed to do?
Because I do care. Deep down, I do care.
I do care.
Like,
I'm going to cry.
I ain't
Just
showing
not
you
right
that.
now.
Yeah, you ain't need to see that.
So I don't know, man. I, 28, have been with my fiance, Alex, 34, since 2020. We met at a friend's party, hit it off, and had been together ever since. He finished his doctorate in economics just last year. Since then, he's been working at the uni. I have my master's in media sciences and decided to start working instead of going for a PhD. Okay, so the problem is that Alex broke up with me last Monday. It was literally so surreal and honestly just weird. For the past few months, he's been acting strange. He was making demands and then dropping them immediately. A few examples. He told me we were going to paint our walls back from dark green to white. And when I asked why, he just said, oh, for fuck's sake, forget it. And never brought it up again, even when I asked. Another time, he came home and he got mad because I was sitting on the couch with my head covered in blankets. I had cramps. He was upset because I was just sitting there and watching Netflix. Mind you, the house was spotless. And when I tried to talk about it, he said, forget it. It's not a big deal. This kind of thing became common. Every time I tried to communicate, tried to figure out what was going on, whether it was something I did or maybe he was just stressed at work, he would just say everything was fine, but he was clearly seething with rage. I didn't even have to do anything. He would find something to complain about. The apartment, clothes, me, work, etc. So I gave him space, which apparently was also wrong. I told him I was going to help my parents with repairs for a few days, and somehow that was also wrong because he wanted to renovate the apartment too. Then on Monday, I got a text saying we needed to talk, and I knew it was coming. And after the last few months, I had made peace with it. When I came home, he was sitting on the couch. He didn't even wait for me to take my jacket off before he said, I want to break up. Then the verbal diarrhea started. He told me he resented me. First, because I didn't pursue my academic career further, even though I was capable, and he didn't want to upset me at the time. Then when I started making more money, since he didn't make much money as a PhD student, he felt that I should have the last word financially, and he hated it. Mind you, I never said anything like, it's my money, so I had the final say. That's a rule he imposed on himself, and he hated it. He said how he hated our paint scheme, the couch, and even our fucking crock pot. And then he told me he rejected a better PhD program to stay here because I had already started my job by the time he got the acceptance letters.
There it is.
Only he never told me he had even applied overseas. He said a few months ago he checked in with a friend who's in that program, saw how they were thriving, and decided I ruined his life.
There it is.
He said I had too much control over his life and that he hated the idea that I could just decide not to pay for things and fuck him over. I honestly don't even know what that means. He also said he hated that all of his friends loved me and didn't let him vent about me. And then he said, I'm done. I was floored. I already made peace with the idea that we were ending and it hurt, but after the rant, I was just disgusted. I looked at him, probably with a disgusted expression, and I said, okay. He lost it. He said this is exactly what he meant, that it was horrible. We had been together for 4 years, and all I had to say was okay to our breakup. I just asked if he wanted to stay here while he figured out where he was going to go, and he said, typical. Of course you're holding the apartment over me, and started ranting again, so I just left. I told my parents, and they're also confused. My dad suggested I reach out to our landlord and explain the situation to see what options I have. I can keep paying the rent, no problem myself. He covered the utilities and some subscriptions. Just to reiterate, I never had a problem with this. I saw that he was chasing his dream, and that was more important to me than a 50-50 financial split. I make good money, and I'm happy at my job. I never saw it as slaving away. I always had the mentality that my money was our money because we were building a life together. Of course, I had my own savings and fun money, but I honestly never cared. As long as I felt he was working towards something and wasn't taking advantage of me, I was fine with it. More than fine. Alex is still mad. He's going between texting me like a robot about logistics of the split to being a seething asshole, complaining about everything. I'm not even hurt anymore. I just feel nauseated by him at this point. I don't know. Should I have reacted differently? And then there's a little update. Okay, so top comment. Dude basically hates himself for decisions he took without ever consulting you. He chose his comforts, but now since others seem in a better position, He is venting on you and making you the culprit. Not the asshole, but your man has a little brain and doesn't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
And then OP responded, I would have supported it if he wanted to move away. I don't know if we would have stayed together because long distance relationships are hard, but I would have been 100% supportive. So it says, thank you all for your opinions. It was nice to get this off my chest. Just to clarify though, I don't feel like a victim. I feel like something happened and my relationship just turned bad. He behaved like an asshole, but that is the extent of it. Very clearly something is going on, but he doesn't want me to be a part of whatever it is, and I have to respect that. Now I just have to detangle myself legally from him, and after that, I'll just be left alone with my ugly green wall color. I think I might also adopt a cat, as my ex was really allergic.